We close the door on the lush forests and have a new 9th Age battle report. Orc and goblins versus Highborne elves. This is an Encircle battle. The orcs and goblins start high on the flanks, but they choose only to go high on their left flank. The dragon and spearmen on the Highborne elves are high on the center. The orc and goblins drop their last 3 drops, no 4 or 5 drops in one, and they choose to go first. The objectives are 2 secure targets. 1 drop by the orc in the water. The other one placed by the Highborne elf player on the left flank. Of course, we placed it a little while ago. Highborne elves is the same player and same army as last battle report. And the orcs are pretty much the same as their last as well. This is a ruin on the flank. Three shady gits and a shaman. River trolls. Gnasher hero, 3 scrap wagons. Black orcs, green idol. Cave goblins with 3 fanatics. Stone trolls. Gnasher hero and orc boyz. The BSB on a gnasher is right here. The Highborne elves don't have a BSB, and both armies are heavy on the flank. The Highborne elf player dropped his first drops in the lakeside resort right here. It's called Bloody Lakeside Resort. And this will be the Battle of Bloody Lakeside Resort. The goblins' random movement move back to touch the table edge and stop there, so they're holding defensively back. Everything else marches forwards, except the boyz and this gnasher hero with his special equipment. The trolls are far ahead, and in the magic phase, a raven's wing, a very large raven's wing, lifts the great green idol forwards out of the line of sight of the dragon, and the shaman casts the wheel turns on the stone trolls straight in front of the dragon, making his choices and options worse. After Orc and Goblin turn 1, it's the Highborne elves. At least they hold one of the objectives already, pretty securely. On Highborne elf, turn 1, the dragon moves up to chaff. He has no charges, the general, on the dragon, but he commands his skysloops to stay back. The one on the right there was a skysloop as well, the chariot. He mostly arranges his troops to be ready for the battle, but he gets off a lot of spells, and after taking 2 wounds with spells of the BSB on a gnasher, the BSB is shot down by the archers. And the pyromancy mage picks off 1 black orc, a couple of wounds of a stone troll, and actually 1 wound of the great green idol. Now, Orc and Goblin, turn 2. On Orc and Goblin turn 2, the green idol and troll lose their fight against the dragon. Only 1 troll remained and ran, and the dragon chased down the green idol. They both broke. The Orc and Goblins took a flying move on their black orc unit, so it's right up in the enemy's deployment zone. But now it's Highborne elves turn 2. The dragon might have wanted to charge, but he forgot it, and since we're 2 strict old men, we moved on to remaining moves. Skysloops hold back. The dragon chaffs the black orcs. Let's see how that works out. And the eagle chaffs the goblins with fanatic. The magic phase is pretty much a flop.
But I get off immolation in front of the goblins, so if they charge the eagle,
they get 16 hit strength 4 on the goblins. But there are 45 goblins, so I don't think they care. The archers shoot down 2 goblins. The goblins have up their shield wall because they saw the flames flaming in front of them. The shields did help against the arrows. It might not help when they charge the eagle though. Orc and Goblin turn 3. The trolls, scrapwagon, and black orcs charged into the dragon, but the dragon challenged and the champion of the black orcs accepted the challenge, so the scrapwagon didn't get impact hits. The goblins charged the eagle and it fled. They restrained the pursuit. So now it's Highborne elves turn 3. The Highborne general on the dragon didn't take a single hit through 2 rounds of combat because he challenged both times. In the second round, on his own turn, he killed the general in a challenge. The trolls and black orcs auto-broke, but the scrapwagon is still in a combat, being unbreakable, so no one could pursue, is how we interpreted the rules, but we'll check up on that. Now it's Orc and Goblin turn 4. And most of the points in the Orc and Goblin army are fleeing. On Orc and Goblin turn 4, this guy doesn't have random movement, he is just being propped up because he doesn't stand on his base straight on the mountain. The boyz forgot to move, so they're straight in the facing of the swordmasters. 1 scrapwagon charged into the dragon and took 3 wounds off the dragon, but they just crumbled or were slaughtered before crumble in the combat, both of the scrapwagons. The 3rd one did not make it into the skysloop, and there's still a dead orc general laying there. Now, Highborne elves turn 4. The dragon and skysloops won against the goblins, doing 3 overkill to 1 of the shady gits. They failed their steadfast break test, but they got away from the 2 pursuing skysloops. On the other side of the battle, everything keeps fleeing. The trolls fled out of the battle. The boyz fled from the swordmasters, but they still have a chance to rally. Orc and goblin, turn 5. The stone troll rallied and was moved by a magical move into the field. On Orc and goblin turn 5, the common goblins with the wizard keep fleeing towards the table edge. 2 gnasher heroes attacked the dragon and took 2 wounds. 1 wound, so it has 2 wounds left. The gnasher wrecking team leapt through one of the skysloops and destroyed it. The black orcs rallied, as did the common boar boys. No, the feral boar boys. The other goblins exited the battle. The stone troll didn't do any wounds, or did 1 wound to the archers, lost the combat and fled again. Highborne elves, turn 5. The eagle proves that it is the best chaff in the game except for giants. It stood 1 round against the Death Star of Black Orcs, only losing 2 wounds, and it made its leadership of 5. That's the only thing that happened after the Black Orcs charged. The swordmasters destroyed 5 boar boys on the last round. And the common goblins fled off the table right here. So now it's the last round. Highborne elves, turn 6.
Now charge the swordmaster.
All charges make it in, and the black orcs are surrounded on the last round and the final combat. There are no more orcs or goblins left on the table. Except the wrecking team, of course. Every single black orc falls in the last combat, and the eagle can fly free, alive, home to the high elven castles after their victory. All the orcs and dank goblins from the underground are lost in battle, and will never be returning to their dank caves and castles. Except the wrecking team.